We live in a culture that glorifies the grind, from motivational posters that say no days off to social media influencers pushing endless productivity. We're constantly told that doing more is the path to success. In that world, rest gets portrayed as weakness, but that narrative is both harmful and false. The idea behind rest so well it makes you dangerous is a direct challenge to that mindset. It reframes rest not as the opposite of strength, but as the foundation of it. Let's break down what that really means, why we're exhausted and don't even realize it. Most people are walking around in a chronic state of fatigue and don't even know it. Physically, emotionally, mentally, they're spent, and yet they keep pushing. They wake up tired, push through caffeine, skip meals, stay up late, and repeat. They tell themselves, I just need to finish this one thing. But that one thing has turned into a cycle that never ends. Modern life doesn't give you many chances to pause. Between work, screens, noise, responsibilities, and the pressure to be on 24/7, we've normalized burnout. We've turned exhaustion into a badge of honor. If you're tired, you must be working hard, and that's supposed to be a good thing. But there's a cost. Clarity disappears, patience thins, decision-making falters, emotions take over, your ability to show up as your best self erodes. And the worst part, you think this is normal. What rest actually is, and isn't. Let's get clear on something. Rest is not the same as inactivity. Watching Netflix while doom scrolling on your phone isn't rest. Sleeping 8 hours and still waking up exhausted? Also not rest. These are examples of sedation, numbing your brain and body without recharging them. Real rest is intentional. It restores your cognitive function, regulates your emotions, and allows your body to heal. It's active recovery, not doing nothing, but doing the right things that bring you back to baseline. There are multiple types of rest. Physical rest, sleep, naps, gentle movement. Mental rest, quiet time, breaks from decision making. Emotional rest, safe conversations, releasing tension. Sensory rest, reducing screen time. Silence, creative rest, inspiration without pressure. Social rest, boundaries. Time alone or with energizing people. Spiritual rest, connection with meaning or faith. When these needs aren't met, the human system breaks down, slowly but surely. The science of why rest makes you better. From a biological standpoint, your brain and body require rest to function properly. Here's how. Memory and learning. Sleep and downtime are essential for consolidating memories and learning. Without rest, your ability to absorb and apply new information drops dramatically. Cognitive clarity. Rest helps reset your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning, judgment, and self-control. When you're tired, this part goes offline, and your limbic system, the emotional center, takes over. That's why you get reactive, impulsive, or anxious when burned out. Creativity. Some of the best ideas come during moments of rest, not during forced focus. Your brain connects ideas in the background while you're relaxed. This is why you get insights in the shower or while walking. Stress recovery. Chronic stress keeps your body in a fight or flight state. Rest activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for healing and restoring balance. Immune health. Studies show that lack of quality rest impairs your immune response, making you more vulnerable to illness. Athletic performance. In physical training, rest is what allows muscles to repair and grow stronger. The same is true for your mental resilience. So when we say rest makes you dangerous, we're talking about this kind of power. The ability to think clearly, move with precision, and stay emotionally grounded. All of which are impossible if you're running on empty. Why we avoid rest, even when we need it. If rest is so powerful, why do we resist it? Because rest forces us to sit still. And for many people, stillness is scary. In stillness, you hear your thoughts. You notice your unmet needs. You feel emotions you've been suppressing. You confront the inner noise you've been drowning out with busyness. Also, rest requires boundaries, and we're often conditioned to feel guilty for setting them. Saying no, stopping early, or choosing not to answer that late-night message can trigger deep fears: fear of missing out, fear of disappointing others, fear of seeming lazy. And then there's the identity trap. If your self-worth is tied to how much you produce, then rest feels like self-erasure. You fear that if you stop doing, you'll stop being valuable. But that belief is false and dangerous. You're not worthy because of your output. You're worthy because you exist. Period. The real cost of burnout. Pushing through exhaustion has consequences. And not just for your physical health. Burnout slowly robs you of your identity. You forget who you are when you're not overwhelmed. You become more irritable with people you care about. You lose your sense of purpose and creativity. You make decisions from fear instead of wisdom. You forget what joy even feels like. You mistake numbness for rest and distraction for recovery. Eventually, you reach a point where everything feels hard, even the things you once loved. That's not because you're broken, it's because you're tired. And the answer isn't more hustle, it's healing. What rest looks like in practice. You don't need a vacation in the mountains to rest well. You just need to create space for it and defend that space like your life depends on it, because it does. Here's what that looks like. Start your day with silence, before the phone, before the chaos. Take breaks during work, even 5 minutes to step outside, breathe, and reset. Eat without a screen. Allow your brain to rest while you refuel. Block off unstructured time where nothing is scheduled, and you don't owe anyone your attention. Limit your inputs. News, social media, and noise are mental junk food. Clean up your mental diet. Say no more often. Not everything deserves your energy. Build a wind-down routine at night. Low light, no screens, calm music, or reading. The point isn't to be perfect. The point is to be consistent. Rest is a rhythm, not a reward. The shift that changes everything. When you shift your mindset from I have to earn rest to I need rest to perform, everything changes. You stop seeing rest as a weakness and start seeing it as part of the plan. This is what high performers know. This is what warriors, elite athletes, and world-class leaders understand. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't fight with a dull blade. You can't lead if you're lost inside. So they rest with intention, not because they're lazy, but because they know what's coming requires their full strength. You should do the same. The result of real rest, the dangerous you. Once you rest deeply and regularly, a shift happens. Your mind clears. Thoughts become sharper. Your emotions balance. Reactions become responsive. Your presence increases. You show up fully instead of half there. Your choices improve. You make decisions from a grounded place. You stop chasing everything that moves and start choosing what matters. You're no longer driven by anxiety. You're moved by purpose. That's what makes you dangerous. You walk into a room differently. You speak with calm authority. You listen instead of rushing to talk. You take your time, but when you act, it's with weight. That version of you is rare. That version of you is powerful.